All right, fans, welcome back here to more IPW Hardcore Wrestling. And from somebody who should know, I do hope Seiji Niki gets over his injuries very soon. But I have to bring him in again right now, as much as I don't want to. He's my nemesis here on TV, Ron Niemi. You know, Ron, I would flinch from you again, but I can't move my neck.
Forget that then. So much for the cat-like reflexes, Aaron. So much for the 9 lives I haven't they?
Well, after you beat me continuously, much like you got beaten all in this match that all the fans are about to see.
You know, Aaron Royal is obviously somebody to overdo the injury that he suffered at the hands of the hardcore giant Ron Niemi. But Acropolis, you engage in the most brutal ladder match ever seen on the independent wrestling scene with the man himself, the leader of 911 Incorporated, the hardcore giant Ron Niemi. This is just the beginning of this long and violent and bloody feud. You're with Quickie Mart against the Shane Brothers and Ron Niemi. You're finished.
Let's go to the matches. Here we go, Ron Niemi. This is your big ladder match against Acropolis, and you have the better of him right now. He's a big individual, and I don't see that lasting very long.
Acropolis comes in and starts laying in the haymakers on the hardcore giant Ron Niemi, who sure as hell isn't easy to knock off his feet.
Hey, where'd you go? Where'd you go, Ron Niemi?
He threw me outside the ring like some garbage, and you see who took over when we got back in the ring, the hardcore giant himself.
Yes, thanks to some great editing, you took over very quickly there, Ron. You're choking him on the ropes there. That's quite a technical wrestling maneuver. I can see you learned well from Mike Sullivan and the Shane Brothers.
The Mud Baby Star Stevens was basically appalled, horrified, and impressed by the uncanny wrestling abilities of the hardcore giant Ron Niemi.
As I've said in the past, Ron Niemi, I wouldn't want to be in the ring as you, going with Star Stevens as the referee, the way you constantly put him down, make fun of his boating accident, call him a mud baby. I tell you, I wouldn't ever do anything like that here on IPW TV.
You know something, Aaron? You go to IPWHardcore.com. What was that?
That's IPW-hardcore.com.
I'm ahead after this brutal match.
Nice big bump by you, Ron Niemi. That looked like it hurt quite a bit.
See, I was going up that ladder straight up to get the Halliburton that was hanging to the ceiling so I could bash in the brains of Acropolis and take the win that I so well deserve. Acropolis has been sticking the nose in the business of 911 Incorporated ever since his large-breasted hot woman came to the ring outside of the WrestlePlex and had Todd Shane ogling her and drooling all over as she tried to get her hands on his finely sculpted body.
Yes, that's the story you all like to perpetrate. You all say that she wanted Todd Shane. I don't think Acropolis sees it quite that way. You can follow the whole history of this story, not only at IPW-hardcore.com, big, but you can also follow that on ProWrestlingDaily.com. That's all one word, ProWrestlingDaily.com.
You know, after this sickly, brutal match, Acropolis is down at Extra Innings Ballpark Cafe at 1850 Central Avenue.
Oh, nice low-bow, Ron, right to the McGroin of Acropolis. And there's your big Pee-wee bomb. Boom, right in his back, and this rookie is hurting right now. I hate to say it, but at the hands of the hardcore giant Ron Niemi, and I know exactly how he's
hurting. He just come from 6.5 feet in the air and power bombed to the mat and crushed. He was dropped like a bad habit by the hardcore giant.
What's going on right here, Ron Niemi? I'm sure you remember this better than I do because it was you taking it. Boom, lays you out right there on your back. I'm surprised you can even move after this match, Ron.
Star Stevens not in the least but looking for my welfare, not looking out for what's best for the hardcore giant. I'm down there beaten half to within my life, and Star Stevens down there, he says, "Hey, Ronnie, do you got any funny?"
Any small funny, I thought it was, Ron. And there you see the big mark, Shannon Rose, outside taking pictures. He'll probably try to talk about all this on his wrestling show that's Pro Wrestling Weekly. Oh, the referee just gets knocked out there by the ladder. But as I was saying, I can't even do our shameless plugs, Ron, because there's too much action going on in your ladder match.
I haven't been the same since Acropolis destroyed me with that ladder to the side of the head. It shocks me to sit here and watch this for the first time. And you see I was taking a well-needed rest there.
He clearly had more than a 3 count on you. Heck, he had a King Kong Bundy. But like I said, thanks to special editing, somehow you're on top again.
This match reminds me of the brutal feud that me and Ed the Bull Gatner engaged in the old days of Florida Championship Wrestling, up and down from the East Coast to the West Coast of Florida.
Ron, you were in Michigan when Ed the Bull Gatner was down here.
Nevertheless, as you see me climbing the ladder to the Halliburton, hanging 37 feet above the mat at
37 feet? The WrestlePlex isn't 37
That's a
feet.
35-foot ladder, and we're up there exchanging punches. Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon should be at home marking out right now saying, this is the best ladder match I've ever seen. Look at these guys trading haymakers.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what they're doing, Ron, because this is the most technical. Oh, that's nice, Ron. Finally taking your own Halliburton right across the head. Maybe now you see how it feels each and every week when you come in and cheat for the Shane brothers. I would say cheating for Mike Sullivan, but you haven't supported that guy in months, so I won't even bring that up.
When you fall from 48 feet in the air from the top of an industrial-sized ladder, you think that I would be finished, but instead he lays a ladder across my face.
Look at that. He looks just like you're on.
That's the ultimate insult, putting the best hat in the entire college football business, the university.
Come on, Pa Shane, coming in to save Ron, little baby Ron Niemi. I tell you what, these guys, they may cheat, the fans may not like them, but you cannot take away from their abilities. They're just about to destroy Acropolis right here.
No, they're taking it to Acropolis like they should. Granted, I just fell 57 feet from the top of this ladder, and I'm down there selling like a madman. What am I supposed to do?
And beyond that, Star Stevens had a little too much cough syrup before the match started. He's over there just trying to get woken up, and they have you draped over Acropolis, who had the match won, who beat you to a pulp, but somehow, as always seems to happen, there's chicanery going on, and Ron Niemi gets the pinfall.
Another huge win in the wrestling career of hardcore giant Ron Niemi. Sure, I have a 3-match victory streak over somebody like Naftali.
You didn't ever beat Naftali, and everybody knows it. Ron, who are these pirate guys? It's like Long John Silver and Captain Hook coming in here, just getting totally torn apart by your guys, the Shane brothers.
Arr.
Actually, I believe those are the Cutthroats. They come from another organization. They were coming in just trying to help out against the Shane brothers, but they got their asses handed to them for the trouble. And finally, rescue. The Shane brothers seem to have a lot of trouble with Quickie Mart, Ron.
Now, the Shane brothers are taking it right to Quickie Mart, and if I hadn't just fallen 62 feet, I would be in there fighting against Quickie Mart and Mark Zout, who's on the outside. They're smart. He's not going to get in there and mix it up with the Shane brothers. But the Quickie Mart, Shane brother, Ron Niemi, Acropolis feud is getting more and more violent by the week, and on November 24th at the Florida WrestlePlex at 8 p.m., it's going to be taken to all new levels.
Fans, be sure to come to that match at the WrestlePlex, and we're going to be back right here with more action. Cruiserweight title coming up next.
IPW Hardcore